if it wasn't if it wasn't for sports, we'd still be drinking out of a different water fountain, bro. That is the truth.
Hmm.
As much as the civil rights movement did, and don't it did set a foundation, there's no doubt. no one accepted no one accepted black people or black athletes or the black community until they accepted them sports wise. That's where they accepted them first, always. I mean, the first black doctor, we like, well, whatever. But Jackie Robinson, okay, that changed America. That
Hmm.
began to change America. Um, the South. That's why I'm so grateful they love football so much in the South. Because if they didn't love football as much, like we'd still be segregated down there. Like if they didn't love, but once they figured out we can win games with having non-white people on our team, all right, now you've seen the 50-year process because it's still going on. The 50-year process of integrating, like like uh the South, and that's what sports does. Like if you're going to have a campaign about making America great, it's about integration, and sports is a part of that. Like people accept athletes, they
Hmm.
will accept athletes, and it's I wish I wish it wasn't like that. And maybe a generation from now, it will just accept whoever for whatever, right? But until then, or how it's been, or even myself, like when I was growing up, because I grew up in the Midwest and I was biracial, and I mean that's a story in itself, being biracial in the early '70s, coming out of civil rights in a place like Kansas.
Hmm.
Uh, but I noticed um, very early on, like if you were good in sports, people liked you. Everybody, like everybody liked you. I got cousins with the same last name. They weren't good in sports. Yeah, no, I don't think our city cared too much about them. But if you're good at sports, if you can get 25 on a Friday night, or if you can run for 3 touchdowns on a Friday night, like your city loves you, like they like you, right? And eventually you can break down those barriers because of sports. And that's how we got it. That's how we got it popping and integrated, and that's how you fix it going forward. All the problems we have, you literally can fix them with 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 basketball, with football, with baseball, with all those things. That's the social dynamic, and that's the one we got to buy into, because even if you don't have the same, the way you look at our country from a political standpoint, socioeconomic standpoint, uh, basketball and football and sports are alike. There'll always be that common ground. And if like me and you don't agree, but we both love LeBron, we both love Patrick Mahomes, and I'm in Kansas, and you don't think inner city kids should have free lunch, and I believe we should give them everything free. But if we both like Patrick Mahomes, now we're having a conversation, and we're not doing this, and we're not fighting. We got that common, and we might not agree
Common
at the end of
ground.
the we might not agree at the end of the day, but it's not gangster. Like we're moving forward, and eventually, like my side's going to win. Like I'm on the right side of history. You can look at 1776 to today. I'm on the right side of history on every part. It's about bringing those other people along who aren't on the right side of history. It's not hard to be on the correct side of history, and sports has helped those people cross over to be on the right side of history.
Yeah. And I love it now because you see leagues stepping out. The NFL is saying $100 million towards helping help
Yeah, for sure.
end racism. That was literally their slogan in end zones. So I think like seeing that hopefully soon, like before the next generation of people, like my kids, before my kids get here, will have some sort of equality. Because right now, let's be honest, it's not equal. Nothing's equal.
It's not, and it's taken. Think of the gap and how long it's taken, and how slow the process can be, to where, like in 1968, those two brothers put their fist up in the air,
Hmm.
and then it took all the way to Colin Kaepernick before something could happen again. Look at that gap, and there was moments all through there where somebody else could have put their fist up or took a knee, but we just wouldn't do it. Like society wouldn't do it. That person I'm talking about, we couldn't find that common ground to even have that conversation. So I mean, Cap really speeded it up, and helped get this thing popping. and he gave everybody else the courage because these dudes had it in them. Like everybody had the NBA had it. The NBA knows. They know that these dudes that they're grabbing in the NBA, they're looking back and I mean, their families have nothing. Those players in the NBA and the NFL, you can go back from them backwards and be like, well, them people's parents had nothing. You can see where they come from. And they had it in them. They just you couldn't alienate, the people paying the bills from 1968 to Colin Kaepernick. And
Mhm.
then even with Colin Kaepernick, as you saw, I mean, that was rough. That
Yeah.
was that was rough and uncomfortable. To now though, now dudes don't give a damn. They don't even give a damn. And because of the platform and social media and things like we're doing now, people like you can do so much more different stuff. I just read an article the other day where Arian Foster was down having a conversation with the dude from Duck Dynasty about Colin Kaepernick. Because
Wow.
the dude from Duck Dynasty is like, you don't care about America, there is no racism. You're disrespecting the flag and all this stuff. And Arian Foster and some NFL dudes go down there to his little show or whatever. And because of all these different platforms you have now, shoot, now you're having a conversation, and now the dude from Duck Dynasty's like, geez, I didn't know you guys loved America. Of course we hell yeah. I, I love this place, man. I absolutely love this place. I'll defend this place to the end, but by the same token, let's not act like the day we stormed Normandy, we didn't round up 200 Japanese people the same week. I mean, we have our good and our bad at the same time.
Right.
And we just kind of recognize that as minority athletes, in America. And I'm so happy that guys now can just be like, yo, this is what I see. Like, let's fix this. Let's do that. And that's what sports can do. That's the beauty of sports.
What's up, Hefes? Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hefes World, for more videos like this one and the full interviews. Hefe Sports, baby. Let's go.